morning light never quite reaches the far corner of my backyard. It spills down the side of the house, trickles through the fence slats, but always hesitates at that patch of dark soil where nothing grows. Light loses its nerve there. So do I. It was just a yard, an ordinary patch of grass, an old hose, some rusted tools. But over time it started to breathe with me, or maybe against me, as if that soil had lungs and it was holding its breath every time I walked past the kitchen window. The house itself began to feel alive, not a guardian presence, more like a body hosting something it couldn't expel. And the yard became the organ that kept the infection alive. The gut where I buried everything I didn't want to deal with. We all bury things, photos, names, pieces of ourselves. And the earth, it never asks questions. It swallows. It keeps. It goes quiet. But silence doesn't last forever. You know that, don't you? You feel it too. That weight, that pull, that sense that something's wrong even when everything looks fine. That hallway in your home that seems longer at night. That corner of your room you avoid looking at for too long. That cupboard that closes itself without a breeze. And you think, it's just in my head. Sure, it's always just in your head, until your head starts thinking on its own. My yard is my subconscious, laid bare, a patch of earth where all my undone choices, my swallowed guilt, my quiet regrets pile up like wet leaves. A graveyard for truths, too heavy to carry. The soil remembers. Maybe it listens too. I remember the first time I felt it. Not a sound. Not yet. But an absence of sound. Like the whole world inhaled and forgot to exhale. And in that stillness, I knew something beneath me was listening. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you interrupted something? Like the air still held a conversation that ended just a second before you arrived? That's what it felt like. The yard wasn't empty. It was holding its breath. And the worst part, I'm the one who buried it. I don't remember what it was. Just the urgency, the sweating, the shaking shovel, the shallow hole, the undeniable feeling that whatever it was, it had to be hidden. From others, from time, from myself. But some things don't decay. They wait. Like the sisters in We Have Always Lived in the Castle, I built myself a sanctuary of rituals and denial. A house that protects secrets in its walls and swallows truths in its pipes. A place where mirrors lie. And now, what I buried hasn't forgotten me. You felt it too, haven't you? That whisper in your life that has no source. A presence in your memory that has no name. Something that was never said, but was definitely meant to be heard. It's like hearing part of a sentence spoken in the next room. You don't catch the words, but somehow, you know, it was about you. That's how the whisper began. At first it came during sleep, a sound like leaves dragging across concrete. I thought it was just dreams, or lack of sleep, but the truth was simpler and crueler. What we bury doesn't stay silent forever. And maybe, just maybe, you already know that. Maybe your yard isn't made of soil. Maybe it lives inside your head, and maybe it's whispering too. At first, I thought it was the wind, a soft hush at night, like breathing through teeth. Always at night, always, just as the house grew quiet. No one else heard it, and eventually I stopped trying to explain. Have you ever tried to describe something only you can feel? The words fall flat. People tilt their heads and nod politely, but their eyes drift, like they're afraid your fear might be contagious. So you stop. You shrink. This is how trauma teaches you to listen selectively. You numb yourself to what hurts, but sometimes you also go deaf to what's real, and what remains is an echo that maybe never left you in the first place. The whisper got clearer at night, a ribbon of sound dragging itself across the floorboards, curling beneath my pillow. Not words exactly, more like the rhythm of a memory I was too afraid to remember. It felt like the ground itself was trying to confess something, and the rest of the house, it listened too, pretending not to understand. Then there was the shovel. I found it leaning against the wall in the laundry room, coated in rust, its handle splintered. But I knew. It remembered. I still couldn't see what I had buried, not in detail. The image was blurry, cropped, but the feeling of having held it, heavy, wet, wrong, it came back every night. Memory is a fog. Sometimes it doesn't disappear. It just hides behind better versions of the truth. What's left behind is a hollow shape you tried to fill with distractions. But at night, the truth returns. A man once forgot what he did to his brother, completely, until the brother's voice started whispering to him in the shower, in droplets, saying things only they knew. It's not madness. It's memory trying to survive denial. And maybe what I buried wasn't a thing. Maybe it was a moment. Maybe it was me. Your body remembers what your mind forgets. Some mornings I found myself standing out there again, feet in the grass, hand brushing over the dirt, without even realizing I'd walked outside, like something was summoning me. The mind is a traitor. It looks for proof of what it fears, and it always finds something. What's buried beneath the soil starts dragging your thoughts down with it. A therapist told me that years ago. I smiled, nodded, thought it sounded poetic. It wasn't. It was a warning. I started watering that spot every morning. Same patch of nothing. No seeds, no flowers. Just the same cracked earth. It became a ritual. Something deep in me insisted. A pull stronger than reason. Have you ever felt drawn to do the same thing again and again? Not for comfort, but to keep something quiet, to hold it down. That's what it was. I wasn't nurturing anything. I was silencing it. Because whatever was buried there was waking up. And I could feel it, a tingling in my feet, a chill in my spine, a heat in the ground. The soil was listening. The first time I heard it clearly, I cried. Not out of fear, but recognition. It was my voice, but slower, raw, worn down by time and dirt. A version of me that had waited too long. The whisper always grew louder when I got close to remembering, as if the buried part of me could sense my hesitation and tried to pull me the rest of the way. I used to fear the ceiling. Now, it's the ground. I walk softer now, as if every footstep might wake something or someone, and maybe it will. I never dug it back up. I couldn't. Some things are not meant to be unearthed, only felt, only faced piece by piece, like a toxin that has to move slowly through your blood. Like in Poe's story, the heartbeat isn't coming from beneath the floorboards. It's coming from inside, from guilt. The art isn't just dirt anymore. It's a mirror, not one that shows your face, but one that reflects what you buried, what you refused to name. Now, every time I walk across it, I sink just a little deeper. You have a yard like that too, don't you? Maybe it isn't outside. Maybe it lives where your oldest memory goes quiet. Listen carefully, because when everything else goes still, it will whisper your name, and you will remember.